That's rough, buddy. Some rude motherfuckers on these roads.
Louisiana. Got a river crossing.
That's weird. We've been to Louisiana in this game, but we've got 2 stories. Guess I missed them.
We've been to New Orleans?
I thought so. Because we went down to Florida. Maybe we just missed this one.
Yeah, we missed New Orleans.
Man, surprisingly, the picture of New Orleans reminds me of New Orleans Square from Disneyland. Let me tell you about New Orleans Square. It's like, oh god, he's on his shit again.
Has a heady smell. Polish, maybe, or
Hey, Lenny.
incense. Sunlight doesn't penetrate the blacked-out windows. The place is crammed with furniture and curios. The woman behind the counter beckons you over. I know the look of you. I know what you're here for.
Oh, and what's that?
She sets a tray on the counter. On it sits a hodgepodge of stitched leather pouches of various shapes and sizes. Some have neck or wrist straps looped through them. She waves a hand across the display. Good luck charms.
How much?
I don't want your money. You got something better. She licks her lips, holds out a flat palm.
No thanks. I already have one deal.
Her eyes narrow. No one comes in here to turn me down. She moves as a whirlwind. She grabs you and pulls you in. You wake up in the street as the sun dips below the horizon. Your right palm stings. It's smeared with blood from a recent cut. In your other hand, you hold one of the pouches.
I didn't agree to this. Gumbo, jambalaya, scrambled eggs, and BB&J. The 4 food groups.
I like that PB&J is offered everywhere.
There are people shouting and laughing inside this restaurant, and a man sitting alone on the porch like a statue. When you sit beside him, he gives you a weak grin. Look at us. Tired? I get so tired. Can't even celebrate a job done.
Cheers to that.
WPA, planting trees. He tells you about the hours he spends digging holes in the sun. Collapse has been hard on folks, but I didn't have a job before all this. Now I'm doing good. Kind of glad things went to shit. He hesitates. Is that wrong, do you think?
Not really. I mean, like, yeah, things went to shit and you got a good deal because of it, but how do you think all of the people in power got in power? It's because somebody else probably, you know, didn't get something, so it's kind of norm.
I always feel kind of bad because with COVID and everything going to shit, my life situation only improved.
Yeah, mine kind of hasn't really changed all that much. So, yeah, no, some people really got just raw end of a deal, but I don't think that means that you have to feel shame for if good things happen to you, especially as long as you make sure that you give back when you can.
Mm-hmm.
His head.
Yeah,
I still give
$10 to charity every now and then.
I still give $25 a month to a Springfield food pantry. Because I'm in a good position. I might as well help out.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Been doing it since like the start of COVID.
Huh. I did not know that. That's actually even more than I do. I just, like, every now and then sometimes, like, there'll be a thing where it's like, oh, this, like, if you buy this, so much of the proceeds go to charity, or like all of the proceeds go to charity. And when I see that, and it's like, well, I already would buy that. So yes, I'm definitely going to be like, that confirms the purchase because it's for a good cause now.
Mm-hmm.
He glances up and startles.
Eventually, I'll set up something more
I know you.
consistent.
We've met before, haven't we? I know you.
Oh, yeah?
He stands, triumphant smile. It's been 50 years, but I'd recognize you anywhere, General.
Oh, no.
He fingers his lapel. I don't have it anymore, but I remember that day so well. You shook my hand.
Well, I'll shake the man's hand.
As your palms meet. The sky grows dark. A faceless crowd gathers. A hodgepodge of uniforms and insignia. The old man smiles. Years melt from him. And then you said... The response leaps from your tongue.
Oh.
This reminds me of the end of that
bravery.
Ghosts in the Library show at the Lincoln Museum.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He grins, salutes. The horde around you falls. 100 spectral
ghost.
soldiers dropping into the dirt. You step back. The darkness recedes, and the world is as it was. But the old man still wears the medal. Well, how about that? Thank you, stranger.
No problem. What just happened? It's like, no problem. Happy to help. What the fuck just happened? Across the river. Alright. We're in Louisiana.
Heading towards Texas.
God damn.
Thank you.
If you could get me to the next city. Mind the frames. Mind the frames there, passenger. Oh, that's all you're taking me? Dick! What an asshole. That was like literally just slightly up the road. My guy. What the hell? That was so mean.
Like you didn't press anything, he just let you go.
It's just like, that's it, that's done. Wow. Hitchhiking sucks. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
The railway was a fast route between two towns, but the oil which promised to make each town rich was never there. The track died fast. The citizens, like the bird, survive on pickings.
Now we're in Western music area.
The vulture gouges at a cow's jawbone, a piece of paper trapped under the skull. Your motion disturbs the bird, takes off with an air of disdain. The buffalo is long dead. There was no meat left. It lands again, not far across the track. The note tears as you pull it free. I can't wait longer. Ran out of food. Mary, I can't wait longer. Ran out of food, so had to hunt. I hate it. I said we'd leave for a new life, but not one like this. Guess you've changed your mind. If you still want to marry me, I'm going north. I love you. The rider did not make it far.
Damn.
Some 200 yards across the track is a body on its back. It stinks. Marks in the dirt indicate someone tried to move it. Its arms are folded over its chest. A once white handkerchief has been used to cover the man's face. The clothes at the front are bloody and torn where they've been pecked by birds. There's no obvious wound that hasn't been inflicted after death. When you roll it over with your foot, the killing...
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
A shotgun blast to the back. At short range.
Murder.
These fellas.
These fellas are lounging in front of a half... I guess the narrator fucked off again. Lounging in the front of a half...
Yeah, this is because this is an involved story.
Oh, that's right.
Blessed Lighthouse Sanctuary. Here it is.
Yay!
Money.
I think it gave me sleep.
Oh.
They've taken over a booth at the roadside diner. Tables strewn with papers and forms. He's in shirt sleeves, revolver hanging loosely off his chest. She's in a moss-green dress from 2 seasons ago, and a felt hat that's begun to warp.
Oh, is it those gangsters? Bonnie and Clyde?
You slip into the booth next to him. Tell me again where you saw him last? He asks. He was in the car with me. We were just driving down the road. So where did you stop the car? He asks. She sounds exasperated. I told you. I never did. They have the same accent, same drawl from somewhere in North Texas or Oklahoma. But his is subtler, although he's been trying to shake it for a few years. You notice, for the first time, how handsome they are together. How much like a detective
so probably not.
movie. But her face is broken by distress. We were going 40 miles an hour when he vanished. All I saw were those damn lights.
Oh,
And
UFO
the awful silence
abduction?
that follows. You find your cue to leave.
Strange lights in the desert. Yeah, UFO abduction. So that was probably a G-man.
Southwest. Oh man, the soundtrack's so good.
Yeah.
San Antonio.
And boop.
You fear your feet will sink into the dry emptiness of the Great Basin. Every step is a syncopated crack of dried ground and salt underfoot.
Is it just me, or has it been 4:39 p.m. for about an hour?
Avoid this wasteland.
Not really.
I just feel like I keep looking over and it still says 4:39 p.m.
It's...
I'm probably just reading it wrong, but I'm just like,
Is there a
has time
road
stopped?
you're supposed to be following? Your throat has gone numb. not sure he ever had a tongue. The lonely iron-colored rock rising from the ground is the first thing you've seen in days. The air around the stone shimmers drunkenly in the roasting heat, distorting a figure standing before it. A rider, white from the tip of his hat to the slender legs of his horse. The buttons on his coat glint silver in the sun. Dust doesn't cling to his pressed white trousers. You're tired of ghouls and very near done with psychopomps. Time contracts in the heat. Suddenly, he stands all too close. You back away from him, skidding on the dusty ground. But he pays you no mind. He's not here for you. Ahead, on what passes for a trail, another horseman, face down on the ground, ragged and empty.
Oh.
His horse dead a few steps before the spot where he was pitched into the sand. The white rider canters toward him, slow but unerring.
That's funny, because that's the White Rider, and literally the song was about the White Rider. Neat. What timing?
The jackrabbit flees
Oh,
across
no.
the desert, and the house cat follows. They're equals in speed and finesse, a miniature portrait of lion and gazelle. This drama of nature captivates, even though, if you're honest, the whole
For how long will this be adorable?
Until the jackrabbit gets caught.
The hair
Yep.
turns as it lands and carries the momentum forward. The house cat reacts too slow, skids past, putting distance between the two critters. The hare races past you. Are those? No. Couldn't be. This jackrabbit has antlers. Huh. Your mighty
little
whoop
jackrabbit.
fills the jackrabbit
You can do
with
it.
determination. It turns and thrusts its antlers at the cat, little teeth bared like needles. The house cat hits the brakes and bolts the other direction, twice as fast as before.
Sorry, House Cat, but I'm not gonna turn my back on something of the Fae. That's how you get cursed.
He's parked his car by the side of the road.
He's got a sextant!
Splashing, waxed so
They measure
the
angles.
stars in the sky overhead. The desert dust doesn't seem to stick to it. You find the driver, alone, retrieving something from the trunk.
What's it look like I'm doing?
He asks, as though it's obvious. He doesn't sound like the Okies driving on the road west. He has the cold tones of an educated New Englander. The pointed feet of a tripod dig into the coarse sand, hoisting his telescope heavenward.
Not the stars, friend.
His tone is outwardly irritated, but unable to mask his glee at correcting your misapprehension.
Looking for a planet.
Did they ever say
There's a
that
ninth one,
Pluto's a planet
orbiting
again?
far beyond
I
Neptune.
don't think so.
Nothing yet. But we all know it's out there.
But this would have been before it
waiting for
wasn't.
someone to prove it
Long
exists.
before.
And once you can prove
So
something
this seems to be
exists,
before they
you get
know
to
it's
name
a
it.
thing.
Can you imagine? Naming a thing that every generation hence for all time will remember you for?
Sure. It's not like whoever named Pluto used a lot of creativity. It was just like, well, fucking all the rest of them are Roman gods. Why not? It's a kindly old man sharing a story. Alright. Russian roulette. And it's now the blessed trickster, supernaturally immune to whatever. Went away too fast. Alright, San Antonio, what you got for me?
Just a chapel and some barracks. The inside of the chapel seems off, like a space that is both ruin and restored relic, unsure if it should crumble or sparkle. The rumbling of cars outside is undeterred by the shaky adobe walls. You come across a well, a squat square made of stone, hidden beneath a large, crooked oak tree. And on it sits a dejected man, eyes downcast, face hidden by a broad-brimmed hat, and clothes so thickly coated with dust that you can't make out their style or color. He looks up at you.
Hello.
Get a better look at
I am
his
Skelly
face.
T-Man.
Sun-beaten, several days unshaven, and body. Though he smells strongly of black powder, a single sharp hole punctures his torso. From there, blood oozes down, and smoke.
Gonna guess this is
wafts
a ghost of an Alamo guy. Because the Alamo is in San Antonio, right?
I think so,
Yeah, I believe so.
out. No. It's too late for me. He bats your hand away. His is clammy and cold, even in the hot, dry air. It's a long time before he musters the strength to say anything more. I marched out here following some rich man from New Orleans.
What?
He makes a hollow noise like he's trying to laugh, but has forgotten how. For this, a heavily worn boot scratches a line in the dusty ground. For land, for the dirt of this place, I was promised. But instead of speaking, he just slumps forward, bent like a reed.
Sucks, my guy. Yeah, the dead soldier at the Alamo. Yep. Barbecue. Ice cream float. Hell yeah. Alright. Oh, we missed one down there.
Practically at the border there.
Yeah, maybe we didn't miss it. I don't think we've been there yet. Yep.
You're going south?
Yep. Yep. We heading to Mexico, boys. Ole. We'll be swimming in churros by sundown.
Motor's running, but nobody's driving. Flies buzz the windshield. Beyond the van is a driveway, paved through cut green grass to the top of the hill. There you see a squat, rustic mansion. The sun turns your back damp.
That's a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
That seems a little too new for the area that this has been in, hasn't it?
I don't know when Volkswagen became a thing.
It just looks like a more modern car because everybody seems to be in Model A's and Model T's, you know? Like that's... Okay.
You arrive in the driveway panting, tongue dried out. A woman is sprawled face down on the lawn. Pink skirt, white shirt. Her copper blood staining the grass.
And clothing, too.
Another one. A man in waistcoat and boots.
As we go
Slumped
west, is
by
like
the
time going to
doorstep.
like start going forward
Scrawled
a little
across the
bit?
door in red
Why do you think that?
is the word pig.
Because like Manifest Destiny, it like took time.
She hangs by a noose from the ceiling beam. Blonde,
Jeez.
dripping blood,
Good lord.
and
Ooh.
pregnant.
Oh, no.
She's in her underwear. And though you only have a glance to go on, You could swear that she's smiling.
Jeez. Yeah, the VW bus. When did... Look up when Volkswagen started.
Ye-
Pretty sure they're not around anymore. I missed a story in Missouri. I'll have to go... Or Mississippi, rather.
Founded in 1937.
Okay. Huh. So that might just be like a very new car by this point. When was the Model A a thing? Just trying to figure out, like, how old would those cars have been at that point then?
The Model T was shipped to its first customer on October 1st, 1908.
Okay, but what about the Model A?
Okay.
Because for some reason, I think the Model A actually came before the Model... Or the Model A became after the Model T for some reason.
Yeah, Model A was introduced to the public in 1927.
Okay. It's weird that T came before A. Sure, there's a reason. I'm sure, like, the letters stand for something, but... Be back in the Midwest, boys. It's weird that part of Texas is considered the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just feels like such a different area of the country to me. Not to mention, you know, some people actually give a fuck about Texas. And it's like, no, it can't be in the Midwest then. Nobody gives a fuck about those. Dallas. Man, Dallas is tiny at the moment, huh?
The baby buffalo lies
What?
tangled by a fence,
What?
wire biting
What?
into its flesh.
What?
Please, it says, I must reach the sanctuary before they find me.
Huh?
The light here has a thin quality. Colors are oddly muted. There's a taste of something old in the air. They were hunters of my kind. I am the last born. Every year it repeats. I must run. They must chase. It is the cycle that lets my people survive. You hear hoofbeats. A ways back down the road, a cloud of dust rises. The buffalo struggles. Please, help me. The wire cuts into your hands, but you untangle the animal. The buffalo charges off as soon as it's free. Come on. You glance behind. A trio of riders emerges at the head of the dust cloud.
Oh.
You run alongside the buffalo. Not far. It grunts. Just ahead. You see the boundary, a line of rocks that mark the border, but the hoofbeats sound close. The ground dips, and the beast stumbles and falls. I'll be on you any second.
Carry the
Snatch
buffalo.
up the beast and run for the boundary line. All you can hear is the pounding hooves and the whooping of the riders. They're on you just before you reach the line. You hurl the buff forward as you fall. The buffalo crosses the line and turns with a defiant bellow, a primal sound that far outstrips its size. It drags its feet through the dirt, kicking up a cloud of dust. When it settles, the four are nowhere to be seen. You hear the distant clamor of a herd in motion.
Huh.
The last born buffalo.
The man lowers his paper as you come near. His weather-beaten face is drawn. They say it's spreading. The dust is strangling the land. Half my cattle suffocated in the last storm. We cut open the carcasses to salvage the meat. They were filled with
Keep walking
mud.
has some serious be an ass and leave energy.
Yeah.
He licks his cracked lips. They stay dry. His land is dying. If the harvest fails again, people will too. You look past him, over his dust-choked fields. You can't imagine anything growing here. Where would we go? My family came here for a fresh start. All we have is our claim. His voice is hoarse. We came here when there was no more work back home. Now this. If we leave, it'll just be something else. Your skin prickles gently, though the sky is still clear. Duster's on its way. Big one. He calls after you. Come by in a week. I doubt there'll be a building left standing.
Yeesh. Yeah, I fucking like the dust plague. That just sounds like it would have been so shitty.
Oh yeah. Oklahoma.
Okay, thought that was a river crossing. It's not. I think there's one over there. Just trying to zigzag a little bit. Skelly Team Man here needs to buy a boat. Just needs to buy a kayak.
A foldable kayak.
Yeah. They gotta make them. Totally wouldn't get in the way of everything being watertight. Ah, good. Time finally moved.
You've seen migrant camps before, and they tend to look like the town dump. This one, though, on a good day, this could pass for a town.
Damn.
Starched white tents stand tall and many, and a stroll through the grounds finds you neither trash nor trouble. You hear some chatter from a large tent on your left.
On your left.
right, a tent
your
in the
right?
shadow of the trees emanates a soft buzz.
What do you think?
The buzz is intriguing, but
Okay.
You pass through a shroud of flies into a curtained waiting area. The air is pregnant with the stench of rotten meat.
Who knocked up the
The
air?
area is empty, almost clean, except for the black stains that have seeped into the soil. There's only the curtain, which reaches all the way from one end of the tent to the other. It wears a black overcoat and a white porcelain mask with a fat, sharp beak. There's a butcher's knife in its gloved hand.
This is the pest house.
It snaps in a woman's voice
Okay.
and yanks the curtain shut.
Alright then. Hopefully this will take care of one of my two things that are...
yeah, you're low on some stuff. Oh,
Alright. Sick. Where the hell am I? I'm in Oklahoma, but where do I go?
Got some stories northwest.
I could go to Kansas, maybe see the start of the Superman story. That'd be kind of funny. It's just like, Clark! You see a boy on a farm. It's like, wow, that's somehow gonna change into Superman? Neat. Even though technically the person who created Superman was from Canada, but whatever. Also, frames!
Holy frames.
Frames.
Over a shared, crusty
The frames.
loaf of bread, the farmer notices you looking at a prominent, tattered scarecrow in the field. Oh, you like old Barney. Does a damn good job scaring the vermin. Shame about the real fella. He was a funny one. Old Barney hiding out in our stables and lofts, just passing
But
along.
did this used to be a
We liked
man?
Is this scary stories to tell in the dark?
Sheriff. Barney never harmed nothing. I sometimes shared bread with him, just like you here. When he disappeared, leaving just the clothes we gave him, I figured I'd put him to use. Never got to know his proper name neither. Across the field, the wind in the corn whispers. Or is it the scarecrow?
Huh. Weird.
An older, portly man stands on the street corner.
Kind of reminds me.
Fine disdain.
I'm Doug Dimmadome.
Dimmadome.
As he catches sight of you, he
Doug
lights up
Dimmadome.
kind of You! He calls, pointing.
Dimmadarn. What you
He
want?
sidles closer to you. You aren't from around here, huh?
Doing
Poles
what?
need to get dug. Fence posts, you know, on my estate.
Nah.
His face turns bright red and scrunches into a wrinkled mass. He trots off into an alley with a "you little" under his breath. Moments later, a wreck of a car bolts out of the alley past you, close enough that you feel the fender brush past your leg.
Told you.
Yep.
Fucking scam. I've seen that episode of Batman. Fuck yourself. Tells the story of the workers who sing and pick cotton without pausing day and night. It sounds a lot like this. Oof.
Here's a derelict school.
Oh.
Ooh, look at those eyes.
Shutters nailed shut.
Them eyes. Like a
Red
doll's
drifted
eyes.
Dunes piled against the walls. Broken desks lined up in the basketball court. While you rest on the front porch, the doors open and someone gives a startled yelp. He's an older man, tidy and unshaven, carrying a toolbox in one hand and brandishing a broom in the other. "Don't squat here," he growls. "We're not abandoned." He gives you a hard look, but relents and joins you in the shade. "I used to teach here," he says, staring off across the baseball diamond. "Now they just pay me to keep the roof up."
Huh.
Could keep heading west.
We could go to north to Kansas. Looks like we got a cowboy over in Colorado. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy?
How much longer do you think you want to go for?
I'd like to get to 4 hours, so like about a little less than 20 minutes.
Okay.
Then we can figure out what the heck we're gonna do for tonight, food-wise, hangout-wise.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm probably gonna draw.
It's...
Probably gonna draw some comic, and then I'm gonna get discouraged from that, and then I'll draw a thumbnail for this, and I'll get discouraged from that, and I'll just keep flipping back and forth. Just keep changing projects every time my imposter syndrome rears up. Woo! Hey, you. Wait a minute, the south. I started going down again? Dang it. God, I'll turn around. Hold on. Going back up. That's not where I meant to go. Okay. Compass. Okay, we're going this way. Train's gonna come at me.
Choo choo. Now I'm trying to decide, do I just want to bite the bullet and just buy Arceus?
Yes. You know, before we go out, you could call some places and see if they have any more in stock. If I do this right, it kind of looks like he has like weird legs.
Yeah.
Bip, bip,
Funky
bip,
legs.
bip, bip. Look at that wide stance. That's a good wide stance, man. Let's see. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Anybody else besides me ever been on a plane? I know you have.
Yes, for the one trip.
Yeah. Man, there's like no river crossing anywhere here, huh?
Yeah.
Those mountains are just rusting over the water. And that land is glitching the fuck out.
It's freaking out. Mountain house.
House where the fucking mountains are on your back door? Sick.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting up these mountains.
What was that? Oh. I thought I'd gotten it. Somebody in this game, hurry up and invent planes. So planes have already been invented. You got a story about planes. Well, invent commercial flights.
Alright, we hit a road at least.
We got good old 66. Get your kicks.
Slowly he turns.
Look at them lips on
His eyes
him.
don't
Yeah.
quite make it to yours. His whole body.
He almost kind of has
peels
Don
back
Knotts'
over
face.
the wooden railing where he perched and down into the dusty road outside the saloon. Now you see the gunshot
Oh shit.
and the trail of fresh blood that leads back inside.
What do you think? Should I go look for the gunman or go to him?
Probably go to him.
All right, go for the gunman.
Bypass the body
Oh,
and stroll
rude.
into an empty saloon,
Huh.
recently evacuated. Or was there ever anyone here? The trail of blood stops by the bar, but after that, you're not sure where to look. When you go back outside, the fella's dead.
Weird. Man, you should have told me to go help that guy.
Rude.
The handsome two-story adobe house sits at the corner of two main thoroughfares.
Adobe House. Adobe what?
A
Premiere,
for sale
After
sign
Effects,
tucked into one of its
Photoshop.
windows. An older
I ran
man
into,
in a
like,
shabby suit
Illustrator.
rushes up to you.
You remember that image that was shared
He shouts,
of like the
waving
Final
his
Fantasy
arms
14
frantically.
party that was like Adobe
That house is
Premiere,
haunted.
Adobe, like, Photoshop.
No, but I could see it.
Yeah, I ran into Adobe
Man
Photoshop
dreams.
when I was
Well,
running around one of the main cities in 14.
Oh
A
damn.
former student built it.
The?
I taught him
Yeah.
everything
Wow.
about how Santa Fe has its own
And I'm gonna guess you were too chicken to say anything.
My
Why would
architecture
I?
exists in
Because you
harmony
saw him
with
in a
nature.
picture. You should have been like, hey, I saw that picture.
He started his own business. and
Coward.
took all my best clients.
She literally, like, she had to have me remind her that she could go and talk to the like, Thor when we were at Disney's California Adventure.
I'm shy, okay?
It was a fucking meet and greet.
I shy.
She's just sitting there, just, like, pawing out my shoulder. Just, and I'm like, go fucking talk to him, dumbass. God, ain't nothing gonna happen if you don't freaking go over there. Hey.
He snorts. More like a son than a pupil.
Or so I thought. I
to
taught him to work
with
it
Adobe.
with Adobe.
I even introduced him to his wife. This is how he repays me? As though our history meant nothing?
Okay. Okay. Blue plate special. I got the blue plate special at Disney's California Adventure at Cars Land. It was chicken. It didn't come on a blue plate.
The steady spin of the lasso is hypnotic. Help me out here, says the man. I've been hunting this horse a long time. Extra pair of hands will make sure she doesn't get the better of me.
Why this
She
horse?
belonged to someone who wronged me. Butch slipped out of this world before I could square things between us, but damn did he love this horse. He grins. If she bucks real hard, haul on the rope. Buy me some time.
What'll you do with her?
Dead. His old crew, though, they're still around. They'll bust a gasket when they see me ride in on his horse. His hand hovers over the handle of his knife, and then he grins. Let's get this done.
Nah.
Oh.
Ignores you or doesn't hear. The lasso loops around the horse's neck on the first throw.
I'm not helping you with your petty
Drops in
revenge.
your hands before you realize he's put it there. He slips smoothly onto her back and grips with his knees. She fights, though, bucking hard enough to jar him loose. He slips, tumbling into the dirt, and narrowly avoids being trampled under her heels. The man rolls to his feet, pulling the knife. Fucking hell! You stupid or just got a death wish? It's time to run.
Bye.
A Chevy sedan laden with suitcases chugs to a stop beside you. A woman leans out the window. An infant screaming. and two boys are punching each other in the back seat. Could you drive us for a while? I gotta feed the baby, but we need to keep moving. I could pay you.
Now, is the won't be necessary for the payment?
Yeah, like, won't be necessary for payment.
Okay, cool. Won't be necessary.
Real tight as sounds of chaos fill the car.
Uh-oh.
The boys had begun to wrestle in earnest on the Chevy's bench. Llorona! Their mother hisses.
Alarona.
Both boys straighten instantly. In the mirror, you see their stricken expressions. You direct the question to the
Llorona.
boys in the back, but they don't make a sound. Their eyes are wide and frightened. Patting the infant on the back, their mother chuckles. The boys don't speak another word, even when you
Llorona got a movie
down the
recently.
road.
Part of the Conjuring universe.
Alright.
What do we got? Fidelina. Oh!
Buen día, le de Dios, stranger. Come, sit with me a little. To rest is a simple remedy, pero es importante. And the first step in la curación.
Absolutely, abuela.
Everyone needs healing. It has always been this way. Sometimes it's a toothache, and sometimes more. Resting the mind is difícil.
Fucking preach it, sister. That's the hardest one.
Walking or sitting, running or sleeping. Always the mind is working, pensando. But now, do you have a story about hope? About happiness and the goodness in the world?
Let's see. Oh no, did I switch out the lighthouse guys?
I think you did.
No!
The Seagulls is a good story.
Yeah. Seagulls. Seagolos.
Mi corazón.
Whoa!
Oh,
That was
damn.
a good story.
She's good.
Do not worry too much for el futuro. We work for it, sometimes too hard, and forget to cherish el presente.
I like her.
Easier to say than to do. Hmm?
Yes.
Do you have any frightening stories? Have you seen the work of Las Brujas on your travels?
Dude! Fucking grandma over here is cool. She likes scary stories? Yeah. Here's one from back east.
What a story. Mira mis manos. They are shaking. Sadness? Claro que sí. I am an old woman, no? My husband, que Dios lo tenga en la gloria. He died not too long ago of old age.
Sorry to hear that.
Aww.
It is sad for me, but there are more sad things at the end of a good life. But tell me, what is the most frightening thing you have seen on your travels?
Let's see. We'll do that one. It's not upgraded.
Mm-hmm.
What a good story. Like what mi hermano used to tell me as a girl.
Hermano. What's hermano? Is that that's not dad, is it?
I don't my couple semesters of Spanish are failing
Because
me
like
right now.
abuela is grandmother, I believe, and abuelo is grandfather.
Brother.
Brother. Okay. Cool.
A memory of my past. Mi mamá cried when I went to la curandera de mi pueblo to learn las curaciones.
You lost me.
She did not want me to be like La Curandera.
Mm.
Tried to keep me from going. Pero mi papá did not let her. He knew it was good that I wanted to learn las curaciones.
Las coronaciones.
What was that? Google Translate, save me.
Los is like a the, right? It's like
Yes.
feminine the.
Mm-hmm.
I assume curaciones is an instrument?
The cures.
The cure. Oh,
So,
medicine.
Do you have any frightening stories? Have you seen the work of Las Brujas on your travels?
Now, brujas, I'm pretty sure, is kind of like the Spanish version of like yokai. You know, it's like monster, devil, demons. It's like a catch-all term. I think specifically it's usually translated to ghosts.
Mm.
Story of the killers in the streets.
What a miserable story.
Oh,
Tristeza.
okay, so that's a sad one then.
It needs
Not a
to
scary
be
one.
told.
Sorry.
There are many who
Sorry,
claim
Grammy.
autoridad over land or other people. Some accept it, la autoridad of others, o de Dios.
Cat, autoridad.
Okay, sorry.
Autoridad.
Translation. Google Translation at work
I'm
here.
curious about that one.
Okay, here.
And then we'll end the stream after we've finished up with her.
The Authority.
The authority. Okay.
La última
Authority of
autoridad
others.
es la
Gotcha.
muerte. Death.
The ultimate
And
authority
must be respected.
is death and must be respected. I mean, that's
Now,
true.
please, tell me a story sobre la esperanza and all the good in this world.
Esperanza, I believe, is like celebration, happiness. Hope.
About hope.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I know I've heard that word a couple times. Is it sad that the most Spanish I've seen is like in Disney and Pixar movies? And some westerns.
I would overhear my dad speaking Spanish every now and then for work, but that's about it.
Honestly, around here, Asian languages show up more in the periphery.
Mm-hmm.
I could not tell you which one specifically, whether it's like Chinese, Korean, or Japanese. Just like at a... What's the equivalent of a glance, but hearing?
In passing.
Yeah. I wasn't able to differentiate, but that shows up way more than like anything else around here. Couldn't tell you why. Just kind of interesting. Do do do. Let's see. What was it? It's a hopeful story. 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 It's a hopeful story. A hopeful story. Was this one hopeful?
Thought it was exciting.
Yeah. This one was happy. I think that counts. Yeah.
What a good story. Esperanza. It is the most important, I think.
Hell yeah, Grammy.
Wishes? Dios cannot grant all the wishes for el mundo.
I'm just having this moment, like, where it's just like, holy shit, I like her.
She is.
She's dope.
She's very chill,
Always
very
more
cool.
Hell yeah.
Pero we must make do with what is given to us.
This woman, the vibes she gives off, they are good. There's always more to hope for. Pero. Oh, I should
Butt.
know Pero. Pero's butt?
Yeah.
Okay. We must make do with what is given to us.
You're kind to listen to una vieja talk of nada. I
And
have learned much
una
in mi vida.
veja.
Now, I wish to share more than ever.
I'm assuming that una is like feminine 1, because uno. And then veja, maybe elder? I'm just going off context. Talk of nada, and then nada is nothing, obviously.
An old woman.
Veja is specifically old woman?
Ye.
Okay. It's probably just like feminine elder.
I think Una is a version of R and.
Okay. Well, N is also a 1. Yeah. Singular. Okay, so yeah. I have learned much. Vida, I'm assuming, is life in my life, and now I wish to share more than ever. Heck yeah.
Perhaps you want to hear this old woman talk again?
Abso-fucking-lutely I do.
So,
Yes.
the road takes me this way. If your journey takes you there, look for me.
Absolutely. Next time I'll bake the cookies. Those were rocks. Oh. Well, they were surprisingly delicious rocks. Alright, I think that's it for us.
Yeah.
Alright, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Probably next week we'll be back to Bug Fables, just to make sure progress keeps going on that. And who knows, maybe we'll start alternating these.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah. That was fun. This game has still really got me. I just love the vibes. The
Good
vibes are
vibe.
good.
Good vibes, man.
The vibes are great. The vibes are good. And yeah, so that's it for us. Music's about to cut out because I got an alt tab to get to OBS because I don't know what she has as a shortcut for it. All right,
All right,
later,
bye.
everybody.
Bye.